Did your contract expire? Did you seek to renew it with all that history, or what happened around '08 there, 2007?
Yeah, so my contract was coming up, and once the whole Christian thing was done, I went into a kind of a half-ass program with Dustin, which being with Dustin is awesome. There was actually history with AMW and Dustin and Dusty, um, but it just felt like from then on I was kind of going down the card, and this was when I was it was like, look, I'm a fresh face in the heavyweight title contention. I'm a fresh face for a lot of these heels to work with. So let's jump on this. Let's really take and make something out of this. And I do have to say, I mean, a lot of what factored in was that's when we were starting to, and I don't put Kurt in this category, and I really don't put Christian either, because I feel like they really had TNA. I mean, they were there to really help TNA and to help further their career. So I feel like they really had their best intentions with TNA, but we started bringing in a lot of other ex WWE guys, and it was kind of like one right after another was coming in, and I just felt like a lot of our guys were kind of being slowly shut down, and instead of hey, we have, what do we have at that point? Six years built in, and 6 years of building all these stars, and now it's time to let them shine. And I feel like Storm and I was one of them. I'd throw in Bobby Roode there, Eric Young. I mean, just guys that it was time for them to have their moment, and instead we're being pushed down with a lot of what was going on in there. And I mean, I had to look at it like that. I even tried to talk to him a few times, like, what's going on? What direction can we go? And I was just, there was nothing. There was nothing on the table. And I felt like I was close enough with Vince Russo that I could ask him about it, and I just wasn't getting any answers. And it was hard to talk to Jeff about it. I just didn't see a lot of direction, and my contract was up. The renewal that they, their offer that they made me to re-sign, I mean, it was a pay cut. When I'm thinking, if anything, it should be, we should be going in the up direction. And I don't know. I guess I felt like I wanted, I certainly at my heart, and I even explained this earlier when we were talking about contract negotiations, with Storm and I. My heart was with TNA. I did not want to leave TNA, but I also have to be smart about it and start thinking, what's the best for me. And I guess what I really wanted, I mean, I was making it an emotional decision. I wanted TNA to want me, and I just didn't feel like I was getting that want. Like they were kind of acting like, if you stay, great. We'll re-sign you, but it's going to be at this amount. So if you go, no big deal. We'll see you. But they really didn't think that was possible. I truly believe they did not think I was going to go anywhere because of from the feedback I got of the shock from when I did. And I got that from credible sources that they were just shocked that I even did. But yeah, that's just kind of what it boiled down to. I just didn't feel like TNA cared much about whether or not I signed or not. When I tried to get some info as far as what we were doing or what direction, I was getting nothing. So I just felt like I was going to get pushed further down the card for all the ex WWE guys that were coming in. And yeah, and then the bottom line, we always try to. It always just seems to come back to money too, and and a lot of guys would kick my ass for saying this, but it wasn't all about the money. I mean, I really loved this company and I loved wrestling. So of course, I wanted to make a living at it, but that wasn't always the top thing. But when they came back and offered me a pay cut, I was like, well, that's pretty obvious where you see me. And so yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, I got this other avenue to travel, and of course I tested that first. I wanted to see if there was any interest, not as AMW, but as myself. I was told that there was a lot of interest, so I thought, well, I mean, that's what I'm told. Let's give this a try and let's see what we can do out of this. So it was a very difficult decision and a very scary one, but Yeah, that's what I decided. I mean, we all know how it turned out, but that's what I decided at the time. I thought I got to give this a shot.